not feeling very well today, so I'm going to keep this short. But I had a call yesterday from a mummy who has been told to night wean her toddler if she wants him to stop waking so frequently. So we started to have a chat about what may be going on behind the night wakings, because I never want to jump in and assume that we have to take away the easiest way of settling a toddler back to sleep if we don't need to. So the things we talked about were, is the child uncomfortable? Is the child cold? Is there some worries that this little one is concerned about in the night when they wake up? And most importantly, what's the sleep pressure like for this little one? So often parents are told they have to night wean their toddlers in order to get them to sleep through the night, and it's not always the case. Sometimes toddlers are simply in bed for longer than they need to be overnight. So for instance, a child might be in bed for 12 hours overnight. Maybe they only actually get 10 hours of quality sleep, which is really within normal ranges. But because we're spreading 10 hours of sleep very thinly out over 12 hours, it means that they're awake frequently. And of course, what a toddler's going to do in the night if it's dark, no one's awake, there's nothing to do, there's nothing to play with, well, I might as well have a feed while I'm awake. So the breast actually becomes our friend in the sense that it gets them back to sleep really, really quickly and minimal dramas. But because the mums are being woken multiple times to deliver this feed, so often the assumption is made that it's the feeding that is causing the waking. Now, in some cases, it can be, but I'm never going to jump to this conclusion initially. And in most cases, when we take time to get a very clear picture of a child's sleep needs versus awake needs, and we optimize it for the parent's sleep as well, we often see night sleep naturally consolidate without ever having to have any difficult conversations about stopping overnight breastfeeds. Once the sleep pressure is correct, the night wakings start to reduce naturally on their own, and as a consequence, night weaning eventually unfolds in its own way at its own time without parents having to be awake in the night trying to find other ways of settling their child and missing out on even more sleep. So I suppose what I'm trying to say in a long-winded way is don't always assume that night weaning your toddler is going to result in sleeping through the night. Toddlers, like adults, naturally wake up several times throughout the night to rearrange themselves to get comfortable. Some need their parents' help, some don't. But it does worry me when breastfeeding is demonized and blamed for the waking, because so often it's actually the easiest solution to broken nights. Anyway, what do you think? Have you been told that you have to night wean, but your instincts are saying something else? You wouldn't be the first. Maybe you don't necessarily want to night wean, you just want to reduce the frequency of the wakings. Let me know in the comments if you've got any questions, and I'll do my best to answer them here. Right, I think it's probably time to go and blow my nose again.